What if instead of Valve, Half-Life was made by id Software instead? What if we took apart the gameplay of Half-Life and put it back together in the most concentrated form of FPS games? How would that look? Well, that's what Element 64 is. Element 64 is being made by a team called Dark Vector along with some other projects of theirs. This demo gives you the first episode of the mod out of the total 4 planned for it, and this first episode has 6 levels, which includes a final boss level as well. In the most basic sense, this mod heavily goes for that classic Doom or Quake 1 style of gameplay design. Visually, it's all still Half-Life and it takes place in Black Mesa. Gameplay-wise, it's a totally different experience. Overall, after playing this demo, I feel like the idea has merit. It has a lot of effort put into it, but I still feel like the quote-unquote magic is still missing. You know, that lightning in a bottle kind of situation that brutal Half-Life version 3 has. This needs some of that, and I hope to see it with future releases of the mod. The Quake and Doom inspiration is present throughout the mod. Right off the bat, you'll see a hub-like area, like in Quake 1, where you can choose which episode you want to play. Then the centered view models of the weapons, the use of keycards, ammo and medkit drops all over the map. Yeah, stuff like that. The maps in Half-Life went for a realistic design. You would find supplies in boxes or in security guard armories or rooms. Here it's just like Doom and Quake, where supplies can be found all over the map. And overall, it's a very John Romero-ish type of map design. And on that topic, it has that rounded off feeling to it when you go through it. Half-Life's maps aren't simply linear, and as you progress through, you go through different sectors of Black Mesa, each place offering world building and visual storytelling. Element 64 instead opts for that classic id Software design language. Like you'll end up in one room with 3 different doors that lead to 3 different parts of the map. Maybe one of the doors is locked and these tube lights will tell you which card you need to find. You'll find the card and loop around the map to end up back in that original room you started from. Then the locked door is opened and leads to another part of the map. Generally, the maps in Element 64 are more open, taller, and wider. There's no signposting to tell you where you need to go, so it pushes the player to explore all the nooks and crannies. And given the size of each map, it's not like that it's a chore to do. The maps are just the right size to keep you interested while you keep searching for keycards or the way forward. And when it feels like it's getting dull, you'll naturally reach the end by that point and start the next map. There's no story to Element 64, apart from what you can read on the mod's page description. You'll just spawn in and shoot things, even the Barneys. Yeah, the Barneys are evil in this, you can tell cause they're red now. All the aliens are here, like the warts, the hounds, the squids, the barnacles, and of course, the final boss fight has, well, I won't spoil what the final boss fight of the first episode is. The boss fight took inspiration from that one article about Doom though. Just shoot it till it dies. That was fun. From the screenshots, I guess we'll also get Race X aliens later on as well. That is a neat idea too. Hopefully we'll see HECU grunts as well, and maybe a final boss fight in one of the episodes with a chopper or that one thing or whatever that was from Op 4. In terms of feedback or improvements, there's 2 pillars of map design from the Doom era that I felt were missing here. Monster closets and shifting geometry. Monster closets is something John Romero and most of the designers at id love to do. Like you would enter a seemingly empty room and as soon as you pick something up important, like a keycard or a new weapon, suddenly the walls would burst open and out comes the demons. Something like that would be awesome to have in Element 64's maps. Monster closets, if used well, can instill this fear and anxiety whenever a player sees an empty room with an important item in it. Like let's say in one map you use a closet when the player picks up a keycard, but in the next map have the same scenario but this time around you don't use the closet. This keeps the player on edge and second guessing closets every time they end up in a room like that. As for the shifting geometry, Doom had some specific maps where the player would hit a switch or a lever and some part of the map shifted significantly. Like steps would appear like stairs where there was once a wall, or tall platforms would lower down, or in some cases half of the map would just change. I don't know if that is feasible in a Half-Life based mod, like if that'll look good, but even a little bit of shifting geometry would hit the nail on the head to make this more like the old classic boomer shooters. Regarding the sound design, most of the sounds are from Half-Life, but there is a special mention for the music used in the mod. I really liked the main menu theme and also some of the music that played in the levels. Some of it was good, but some of it felt a little bit too kid-like or child-friendly. I don't know how to say it, like too happy for what was going on screen. I don't know. It just felt it didn't match with the gameplay of the mod. But yeah, the main menu theme was an absolute slapper. And now the magic I was talking about in the beginning. I feel like there's a need for some balancing. In some cases I felt the mod was too easy, and in some cases a little too difficult. Like at one point I'd just pick off the enemies easily, but then later I would get swarmed by them. My idea is that if you bump up the enemy count but also bump up the weapon damage, I think it would be pretty fun to play. Along with that, maybe a faster player movement speed would also add to the formula. Then of course you can also use stuff like quad damage or invincibility and stuff like that, you know, the power-ups from Quake or those blue spheres from Doom. But I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud. Oh, and the last thing I just want to mention is about the pistol. I don't know what it is, but the pistol spread or its accuracy is all over the place for me. Like sometimes I would easily hit a headshot from a distance, and sometimes just up close I wouldn't even able to hit off a head crab. But yeah, overall this is a great project. I really liked the demo and I look forward to playing future releases of this mod. If you want to check it out, links is gonna be in the description. Thanks for watching, and a big thanks to these benefactors for supporting the channel. I'll see you in the next one.